cosas buenas. Tienes salud, dinero y libertad. La angustia que sientes no sirve para nada. Oye, tienes que cambiar, luchar porque no es tan mal. Risa porque la vida te da. La angustia que sientes no sirve para nada.
Let's go. God woke us up for another beautiful day, baby. Let's go. I am grateful to be here. Thank you so much for all the beautiful people. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for everything that we get today on the stream. I just want to say thank you before I even get it, man. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much for jumping on into the Crypto Lifer Show. Blessed to be here on this beautiful June 23rd. Let's jump on into the charts right away. We have a live trade cooking as we speak right now. Shout out to you, and you. Hope everything's well in your life. Hope everything's going well with your kids, your wife, your family, your husband, your brother, sister, mother, the cat, the dog, the parakeet, all that. Hope everything's going well. God bless each and every one of you for jumping on in and being absolutely amazing. So right now I'm in a bit of a long here for Bitcoin. As you can see, we're above the 200, touching the 21. I just shot it out to the trading group, looking for this to bounce to the upside. But I was looking for a hedge short. I'm going to talk about if we need a hedge this short here, and if we're going to go on a massive move to the downside or not for Bitcoin. So that only time will tell. Right now, we're getting a little bit of a move to the upside. Not a huge trade. Seeing if we can get 339 on the pump there to 63.4. Just about a, $800 move. Nothing too crazy. Anyway, BOOKMAP suggests that we could go lower. There's liquidity on either side. It's kind of balanced, right? As you can see, it's kind of either way. So a little more down if we continue lower. But we'll see. So not, some mixed signals there on BOOKMAP. It's not absolutely amazing, right? It's not amazing right there. Could be better, right? Let me jump on into the chat, man. Where is my chat? How are my people? Shout out to the crypto lifers. I'd have no life if I didn't have the stream. So thank you so much for the stream. Gives me a purpose every single day. Something to fight for, something to go after, something to accomplish. The stream isn't easy. It basically goes, my discipline and my focus. I have to go all the way. So wipe out your liquid. I don't know what that means. Is something wrong? Something wrong? I got liquid somewhere in my face. Is it what's going on? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Sure. Hey, everyone, I have a huge announcement to make. All right. I'm wearing pants. All right. All right. So we can kind of end that for the day. All right. We can all kind of move on from there and continue to move forward. All right. Shout out to all my beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for being here and being absolutely amazing. I love y'all. I appreciate each and every one of you. So last night I went to bed. I longed the 2 hour and I lost a G. I did. I got taken out and I went bigger than normal because I saw this tweezer bottom as I went to sleep, and I said, that's going to go. I'm going to wake up in the money. I said, bounce off the 200 moving average. I said, we're good to go. So they tried to dump it, but they're going to get it, and I figured we were going to pump. Wasn't too bullish overall. Thought I could even make a right shoulder. Thought I'd get 6-8 hours. Maybe the right shoulder would come here, and I'd still get my trade. So I did project a possible right shoulder, but what happened was I went to bed. 1 hour made that right shoulder, and then we started the dump to the downside. Bitcoin getting a nice pump here. Let's take a look at what's happening to this long that I'm in. Actually looks like it may be kind of responding. Nice pump to the upside, out the flag. And again, that's what's supposed to happen when the 21's above the 200 and you're inside of the position here. I'm still in the world coin trade, which is insane. You know what I mean? Like, it's nuts how long I'm going to hold. I'm in on how long I'm going to hold that for. But it looks like it could bounce off the 21. The structure looks okay. I'm not really worried about the money up and down. The structure looks okay. Shout out to all the pants wearers out there. Let's go, baby. Dude, you got to wear pants. There's people. How many people here aren't wearing pants? Let's be honest. Might be a bunch of people in the stream here that are sitting in their boxers, their, pajamas. Do pajamas count as pants? I don't think so. You got to have real pants on. Like, would you go outside? Like, what would you wear to a job interview? Would you wear pajamas? Some people would. I know they would. So don't answer that. But most people wouldn't. If you're really trying to win, you wouldn't show up in pajamas. All right? I would, but that's a different story. Okay? I'm me. You're not Sam Price. All right? Sorry, I'm just, I can show up in pajamas. You can't show up in pajamas. Live from Home Away Studios, ladies and gentlemen, including Mr. Sam Price, action in the Crypto Lifers and his cast of thousands, the 99. Let's give him applause, fellas. Thank you. Wow, that's amazing. Wow. Sue, I didn't know you flew all the way out there from Idaho, Sue. And there's Bob from Chicago. Anyone else? Joey, all the way from Brooklyn, man. We got a crowd out here today. Wow. Even Adam from Long Island, wow, man, I never thought you would leave Montauk, man. Unbelievable. So look, can we get all the way here to 63,400 for Bitcoin? Can we get this pump as we start the morning? And let's break down the bigger picture. All right. Full suit, two-piece with the vest, no pocket square, no tie though. Hey. He's got the two-piece with the vest, no pocket square and a tie. What are you doing, huh? What you doing? I get a pocket square with this guy over here. Will you pull up Tesla, please? Yeah, why not? The old Sam Price never streamed with pants. I remember that guy. He was a real legend. That dude actually really went all the way. Now, who is this guy now, huh? Just a YouTuber who runs his mouth all day long. Bob, you forgot your pants again. Man, dang it. Sarasota says, where's Sammy? The go to Sarasota. The go to Sarasota over here. No one does it better, man. Nobody does it better than the Gouda. He eats that Gouda cheese. He smoked Gouda. I like smoked Gouda cheese over here. Hey, what's wrong with that? Hey, Bob, you forgot it. Sarasota says, hey. You guys still on? Making an obvious downtrend on a larger time frame. I know, right? That's what they want you to believe. No. Let's take a look at BTC on the bigger time frame. Last night was not fun. That dump was not amazing. We seem like we kind of double bottomed here off of 62,250, but that dump was whack. And also, it was a bigger sell-off in tech stocks, AI and semiconductors. I mean, how much can that stuff keep pumping? I'm waiting for the crash. I wasn't in it, so it's kind of nice when you're not in it and then you watch it all crash because you had nothing to do with it anyway. It's like you don't lose anything when it crashes. You don't win it. It's just like, and then we can pick up the pieces. I'm going to start researching which companies are going to be around 10, 20 years from now, right? Funny, I'm born in Gouda, Netherlands. Do you eat that smoked Gouda? I'm born in Gouda. This guy was born in a cheese country. I'm just messing with you, man. Shout out to all the beautiful people here. Let's take a look at the monthly and break down BTC. Let's talk about altcoins for a split second. Not a lot of action. Lab was up. We talked about Lab. It was on your radar. Dexy has been on your radar. It's one of the few coins that I continuously trade and talk about. Arrow's been on the radar. We hold it long term. Nothing else really made a move. Rain and ADI. We actually gave you ADI too yesterday. I talked about ADI yesterday. Did I not? I actually think I might even put ADI in the trading group. Hold on. It's crazy how in tune we are with whatever coin could be moving. I just remember talking or going over ADI, right? Was it yesterday on stream? Interesting. Funny, Orca just went sideways for days. That's crazy. Sweet cup and handle. Yeah, Lifer, if you're looking for unstoppable money making machine companies, look deep into GameStop. Ryan Cohen is on a mission. I think there's going to be something going on there. I think you're right. I think you got some good instincts there with what's going to happen to GameStop. Bitcoin on a bit of a tear here to the upside. Allah. Shout out to everybody here if you jumped on into the long with me. And if you took the head short, it's okay. You can basically trade up to it for break even. And then we'll be on the right side of history if we get the pump. As long as you DCA and you don't lose tons of money trading, you're going to be okay. Remember that. Deep breaths, everybody. Everyone thinks they have to make tons of money every single day. You just have to be in the game, understand it, be learning, and adding to your general learning. You know what I mean? Some people are, a couple trades a month. Some people haven't taken that trade yet, but they're watching. Some people it takes a couple years. It takes 2 years of watching, being in the trading group, really understanding it. Then they start to trade. That's a smart way to do it. You should get acclimated to the situation, acclimated to the subject matter. Slowly get yourself accustomed to what's happening until you bring it in. All right. I remember you talking about a Lefium last night. You were like, I want a Lef. And I was like, why is this guy asking about a coin from way back when? But I guess it's pumping now, right? So you're like, that's why I told you a Lefium. There's a Lefim, a Lefim. There's it's funny though. There's a few of these. You know what I mean? I think this is what you wanted there, a Lef. It does look nice. It may actually continue too, right? See how that 15-minute is in a bit of a flag here? And I'm sorry if I'm getting it confused with, because there's a Lefim, a Lefium, and a Lef. I think there's 3 of them almost. Definitely 2 though. Yeah, my stop loss hit on Orca. I'm out. Dang, coming back down now. Just took out the liquidity at 62.8. That's all it did, right? That's all we were doing. Taking out the liquidity. Just coming to grab them and then sending lower, right? Let's talk about this because we may have to enter a short sooner than later. cover position as fast as possible. We may have to short sooner than later. Let's talk about it. Let's get into the bigger picture. So Bitcoin monthly looks like a shoulder, head, right shoulder. If it did hit the measured move, I always take the longer version of the head and shoulder. It's a $12,000 Bitcoin. It's telling us Bitcoin might take a massive hit here. What if we get a sell-off in the NASDAQ so heavy and it sells off risk-off assets that Bitcoin goes down with it? They kind of throw it in the mix, right? I liked when JTO just came out. JITO was hot. If you remember, Solana was hot. JITO was hot. Things were moving. JTO, baby. Yeah, it was nice. I liked what I was seeing for JTO. For sure. And shout out to everyone here. If you want to go to CryptoLifer.com, jump on in. CryptoLifer.com. Hit the subscribe button and join this amazing, amazing place. All right. Inside the Discord, we have awesome information. We even have Leverage Mastery. You can add your subscription there too. On top of that, 3 Zoom mentorship sessions every week, comprehensive high leverage strategies, advanced mitigation techniques, tailored risk management, and emotional control. Pre-recorded introductory class, access Leverage Mastery Discord section. Jump on in, man. You'll access a different section in the Discord. Double sections. All right. Top on my buddy, master friend. Jump on in today to find out more. Leverage Mastery. All right. Take advantage, too, because we're going to be kind of changing things up a little bit while that's still around. That would be a blessing to buy lower. Shout out to Sammy for always showing up. Thank you, Servando Estrada. It's not easy. Some days I want to hide behind a pillow when I lose. Like last night, I lost my trade. I didn't want to show up today and show everyone that I lost my trade. I traded the 2 hour and I got slammed. I really didn't want to come on the live today and show everyone that I lost. It kind of made me sick inside to be a loser. A public loser. Hey, everyone, I'm a loser. Here's my loss. But you know what? As a trader, I'm going to have to show up. If I trade every day and I live stream every day, I'm going to have to show up with a loss. It's part of the plan, right? So I could do what the other guys do and only show up when I'm winning and take off the lost days. It would be nice to take off the days when I'm losing. I don't want to stream today. I'm down hard. I only want to stream when I'm up big. You know what I mean? But I can't do that. I got to stay consistent. So I got to bite the bullet. It is what it is. That in itself is a lesson. You know, I think see, my channel's not even about just the trading. It's about being positive and consistent no matter what's happening. The loss, the ups and downs, Bitcoin collapsing. So anyway, worst case scenario is a $12,000, $11,000 Bitcoin. It is possible. It is a measured move. It's something that, you know, maybe could happen. A lot of people say, no, impossible. And maybe it is impossible. And I don't want to get you thinking too bearish, but Sam, you don't lose. You won knowledge. That makes you more dangerous than the market makers. Thank you. It took me a whole year of just watching the market and watching people TA before I felt comfortable taking a trade. I like that. Jose John, I think that's a good idea. I mean, that's a smart approach. People that don't know things take some time before they get into it. Pretty smart idea, right? Like you didn't just jump in blindly because you didn't know how to do it. Huh. Sounds like you actually have intelligence. You know what I mean? Not 90% of the market. Oh, I'm just going to trade. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm going to open up trades on leverage with high leverage. I have no clue what I'm doing. You know what I mean? You mean you're human and you actually lost one? Oh my God. Let's all just abandon the channel. I'm joking, obviously. No, seriously. Shout out to all the beautiful people here. It's not like you had to even said anything. That's what separates you from other people. Hey man, you gotta call yourself out when you lose. I think that's how you become better. So this candle didn't close the way I was suggesting it could. I mean, somewhat of a tweezer bottom, but it was nice and green almost the entire 2 weeks. It even started with the red wick, came back up. He was looking like a beautiful tweezer bottom. Didn't happen. I feel like that close is bearish, but we'll see. I mean, we could just mill around. The one thing I'm looking at, though, is bullish divergence on the 2-week chart. The RSI clearly has a higher low, while price action has a lower low. It tells me that's usually the bottom, especially on a big time frame. Blessed day, Sam and the boys. I know, right? Trade now on WEEX, baby. What should the Europeans do with the accounts? Do you have a solution for that? I don't know what he's mean. Pieter, I'm trying to see your first ask. I can't see your first ask. Yeah. Shout out to Stas in the house. Shout out to Rave Song Records. Shout out to the Crypto Taco. Real men will always take accountability of themselves no matter who's watching, one person or 10,000, in my opinion, 100%. Because it's not about everybody else. It's about you running the program. See, that's what I finally hit me when I hit what I felt was a level of success in my life, where I got some of the things that I desired. I got my family places I wanted them to be. Really, it was about securing my family's future, man, and getting them where I needed them to be. It had nothing to do with me being a big shot. It was strictly for my family. Once they were where they needed to be, I said, the point of all this is for them and to keep pushing, right? And the point of it all is to have a program in your mind that you stick to. Discipline only comes if you keep doing it. You don't do it when there's just a few people. You don't do it when there's a lot of people. You do it no matter what, right? If you do it no matter what, you will do it in front of a lot of people. You will do it in front of a little bit of people. Just like he's saying, like, once the program has been maintained in the mind. So you're not going for tons of money. You're going for a mental program that you can stick to. A disciplined form of living that makes you feel invincible, man. That's what everybody really is. That's what we're all looking for at the end of the day, right? So I'm starting to look at this. It's like a giant falling wedge on the monthly. I'm looking for this to kind of mill around. Maybe we go a little lower, come back up, but that is a bull div on the 2-week chart. It's also a bullish divergence on the weekly, and it's a very rare occurrence. To have a higher low on the RSI, you're also kind of curving up here. It almost looks like the Stokes may make a higher low. So it's weird. It's like, as bearish as it could be, I also see a potential. I know we may go lower on this. As far as leverage trading is and day trading is, we may go lower for sure. Okay. Exactly, yeah. What should the Europeans do with the accounts? Do you have a solution? What accounts? What are you talking about? Why do you keep asking me that? You know what I mean? Doing the right thing even when nobody is looking, 100%. It'll pay off in the end. You know what I mean? Like if I'm alone in the forest and I see trash, and I have another bag with me, I'll put the trash in that bag and I'll bring it back out of the... I'm not just going to walk away, even though there's nobody there. Nobody knows it's there. But I know the trash shouldn't be there. I'm going to take the trash out, man. You know what I mean? I remember one day, and you guys might be disgusted, but I'll never forget this. I went into a public bathroom with my dad. We were going to go to the bathroom together or whatever, right? I had to go to the bathroom. And the toilet seat was covered in urine. And my dad took like a bunch of napkins and he wiped it clean first. And you know what I mean? A public bathroom, like he cleaned the toilet seat. And he said, look at that, that's disgusting. You know what I mean? He just had so much respect for himself, he couldn't even be around it. Like, he had to keep it clean. It's not, you know what I mean? It gives you kind of an image of a dirty public bathroom. But, that's the kind of thing I grew up around. Doing, and then that stayed with me. Look, I'm bringing that story up right now, and that stayed with me for the rest of my life. I was like 7 or 8 years old. I said, wow, my dad doesn't play around. My dad's not going to be around dirt no matter what. Like, he's not going to accept what everyone else will accept. Only one out of thousands of people would ever clean that. You know what I mean? And most people would consider it gross. Why would he do that? You know what I mean? It's just the way he was, man. You know what I mean? That's just kind of the kind of guy my dad was. He was like OCD a bit, if you think. You know what I mean? He didn't like when things were gross. He liked things put together nice and neat. So here we stand, looks like a head and shoulder to me on the weekly, as far as I'm concerned. And it does look bearish. We're hugging this 200 moving average. We lose that, we're going to the 2-week 200. That's what happens. When you lose the weekly 200, you'll head to the 2-week 200 moving average. You will. I'm on the buy bit. Wrong chart. I want to be on here. So anyway. You'll head to this yellow line. And that means like the bottom for Bitcoin could be somewhere around 52,000. My indicators keep telling me that we bottomed. There's no way you go to 5 twice and to 8 on the Fair and Greed, have a low on the Stochastics RSI, and hit bullish divergence on the weekly and not hit a low. So my indicators are screaming, hey, Sam, keep buying spot. I may not have exactly, I'm not perfect right now on the day-to-day leverage trade. It's a bit hard to figure out what they're doing with low volume on the summer. I'm telling you right now, I'm being honest with you. But as far as DCAing and my long-term holds for the next 5 to 10 years, this is it. This is the time to buy. This is when I gobble up more Bitcoin. You know what I mean? I clean a hospital. Many people throw paper towels in the toilet for no good reason. That's crazy. Yeah. I'm a truck driver. Don't talk to. Oh, yeah. You must have to deal with just, oh, my goodness. Like, what is someone doing there? Yeah. Imagine the people that got to clean those things for a living. Oh, my God. Anyway, the 5-day, if you look at the 5-day right now, how could you not see a head and shoulder pattern? Like, are we going to shoot back up to the upside? I mean, is it going to make some type of jagged head and shoulder? To me, it looks like a head and shoulder pattern. Shoulder, head, little mini right shoulder that's going to dump. Starting to tell me that we should open up a head short. And this is what I was talking about on the live stream this morning. Like, just kind of set yourself up in case this takes a dump. Maybe it doesn't. It doesn't have to be the biggest, but at least it's covered right there. Like 1,000 for 4,800. You know what I mean? Comes back up, I lose $1,000. I could probably trade between 500. You know, I'll probably trade up into it. 5 to 1,000, probably, you know. When's the bear market ending? My mental state can't handle anymore. I'm exhausted. It is. This is what they do to you, man. It's not easy, bro. You and many, many people. This is why many people are falling off watching crypto streams. It's just not easy. Yeah. What rock you live under, bro? I don't know who he's talking to, Dan Ball. I don't know what's going on there. He's not talking to me, though. Shout out to Crisebo. What do you think of trading different jar? Look what he just got it. If one thing is for sure, we're going to get a massive candle in a direction. You're funny. Only a couple crypto exchanges like Kraken. But you can still trade on Kraken, Bitvo, and many more. Just ask Rob. Exactly. There you go. Dan Ball's telling you what to do, bro. He keeps asking, what am I going to do? Sam, you heard the rumblings of the U.S. government is going to make the big Bitcoin purchase on July 4th to celebrate 250 years. I have some sources at D.C. telling me that. You know, it sounds like a beautiful story. I don't want to peddle rumors, so I have no clue. I don't got any insiders telling me that. Unfortunately, I'm not an insider. A lot of people think I am because I got the blue eyes, the blonde hair, and I wear the suits. But I'll be honest, I'm more of an outsider than you'd ever thought. I'm the most independent outside dude. I just do my thing. You know? No help from nobody. I do have, you know, a couple of U.S. Marshals in the family, which is cool. If I need backup. But besides that, that's about it. You know what I mean? I'm not a market maker. I'm not the market maker, as everybody says. Sam Price is the market maker. Secretly owns the exchange. He's the liquidator. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. So there's a chance here you take a head short. And, you know, expect to get stopped out. The point is just to cover. This is like going to sleep with a piece next to you. You don't want to use it, but it's there in case. You know what I mean? It's there in case. You hope you go your whole life with never using it. That's like if this trade expires and you never have to use the hedge position. But it's there in case we take a massive dump. Something happens here. This head and shoulder does implode. Every one of these has played out. That right shoulder did. Every one of these. This right shoulder did there. At 107, that was a real good one. That was a good one. There was one right here that just recently played out. And we're doing it again. So maybe this is the one that doesn't happen. But for me, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? I agree. And I'm not holding my breath for it. I need to verify info before I act. There you go. Yeah, Sammy, it's not true when it's true. Sam, why you say it's not true when it's true? You're funny, man. Because I can't tell you the truth. If I was the market maker, I wouldn't be able to tell you that. You know what I mean? Let's be honest here. I'd have to lie about it. No, don't lie. Always tell the truth. See, that's why I told the truth. I told you what I am not the... Wait, I am the market. Wait. Sam, wait, what's going on? Another thing, this kind of looks like a bit of a descending triangle, right? If it starts to kind of get into this way, we've seen this before too. That dumps you somewhere down to 48, 47,000. That would really get people cooking. You know what I'm saying? Still looks like we could dig in a higher low. The 3-day could still put in a green candle next to a red one there, and we get the pump. I keep relentlessly going after the long, and they keep kicking me out. I keep thinking something's brewing here. They're going to pump it. It's got cup and handle status. It keeps looking like a higher low. This is coming in for a double bottom here. But I even see this as, look, a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. And so... not only there, but you could hedge this one too as well. This has a measured move, right? Somewhere down to about 56,750. That's another possible hedge short. Right above these wicks. Come down there. It's about a 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio. It's a nice hedge short as well. Not easy to head short. You have to have some guts. All right. Sam knows about the lizard people 100%, dude. They got 2 hearts. They're telepathic. They're 12 feet. Yeah, they live below the earth. They're reptilians, 100%. I've been studying them for over 50 years. Oh, yeah. And you say, but you're not 50. Yes, but I time travel, so I've got an intermediate time. You know what I mean? Sam doesn't get it right always. In fact, Sammy goes through the emotions 100%. Mantra taken off. Who doesn't? I'm a human being. Yeah. So they're setting up for, like, to make everyone think we're going to massively dump. Well, telling me they're going to be some type of short squeeze to the upside, and it is kind of cup and handling. There's still a cup and handle there brewing for Bitcoin. But they keep wicking out anyone that tries to catch these bottoms. All right. I can see Sam wrestling in the WE. Sammy Cabanandi's finisher is the cup smash. You're funny, man. Sam, why are they making the frogs? Yeah, I don't know, man. You tell me. Yeah. Do the lizard people wear pants? No, they do not. They don't have to. They don't have to wear pants. No, the reptilians. Yeah. You mean the yeah, they're telepathic, 2 hearts, 12 feet tall. Seriously, yeah. No, they live underneath the earth. 100%. This is I mean, either you believe it or not. It's up to you, right? So there you go. I gave you the sauce. You know, Philip Schneider told you, man, his finger got shot off in the dumbs, man. If you don't even know what a dumb is, then we can't get started. Who knows what a dumb is? A dumb. Who here knows what a dumb is? I'm going to stop after this. Usually a little less dumbs. Who here knows what a dumb is without Googling it? Without Googling it. A bunch of you people. You know, the mole people were living underneath New York City and LA, 100%. Yeah, last time the pants. I swear, you're funny. I'm watching Dora the Explorer to guide me and give everyone I have a huge announcement to make today. I'm wearing pants. Okay. Yeah, deep underground military bases. We have them around the world. Dumbs, man. You know. Anyway, you can go on that rabbit hole yourself. So, I believe we do a head short. And so the other shorts, what they're going to do is they're all going to short the market. And they're all going to put stop losses up here thinking they're sweet. Because they think they're really right. So, like, you know, I'm just hedging. So I want them to pump this up, reject the pattern, invalidate the pattern, stop me out, and then I can go on my way. And then we can liquidate all these people up here that really think it's going to be a massive dump. You see what I'm saying? So I'm really not shorting the market. I'm head shorting. I'm putting in a short just in case they dump us. You see what I'm saying? The foot is absolutely amazing. I don't want to jinx it. Yeah, and everyone thinks it's Area 51. It's not. It's Groom Lake. All right, Groom Lake S4, and that's the last thing I'll say. And people don't want me. I'm not supposed to be saying this. I don't. You know what I mean? But Groom Lake S4. All right, that's where you want to be going to research your stuff. That's where the rabbit hole will begin for you, Groom Lake, and then you can take it from there. All right, you're never going to get the total truth. They did a really good job of keeping it from us. Yeah, Sam would never show us the pants before AI. The pants were AI, 100%. They're not real pants. They're AI pants. But again, does it matter? If you can't tell the difference, does it matter whether it's AI or not? I could not even be here. This could just be me AI. I program myself to talk for 2 hours a day. I'm actually hanging out with my wife right now, chilling. This is a prototype of me seeing how it goes throughout the day. It might glitch out sometimes. I don't know. And it acts like it's not me. It acts like it's me. It even talks like it's me, pretending that it's me. You know what I mean? It'll be like, I'm definitely not Sam. I'm definitely AI. So then you think it's definitely Sam. It's not AI. It's so smart how this AI works. You know, so, and it's able, I programmed myself and what I would say, how I would do it, and it does it every day here. So look, we have the bigger shoulder, head, right shoulder. Definitely lower lows and lower highs. And then we have this head and shoulder. Price action doesn't look amazing, folks. A bit sketchy, to be honest. Let's take a look at the smaller time trade. What happened there? I got stopped out of break even yet again. We went up and down, and we chopped around again. trading the small time frames has you can see it. Look, and that's kind of like cat ears now. I just didn't, when we got above, we got a little bit of a pump. I wanted to see, I cover all bases. I don't know what's going to happen. I cover this stop loss at break even. You don't know? Yeah, I know what I'm saying. It's a very difficult time to trade. I hope you realize this. This is not your normal, June and July have always been notoriously tough. They take a lot of people's money because they take a long time for setups to play out. When they do play out, they play out fast and furiously. All right, there's lower volume. People get antsy. People want the trade to play out the way it played out in May and April. It doesn't. So they're not used to it. Especially, say you're a beginner in a more volatile market where the volume comes faster, and then you're here waiting for your trade. It could take forever. So look, so when do you open the head short? That's the question. Is it now? Is it never? Is it today? Is it tomorrow? Is it, do we just wait it out? Do we wait for confirmation? What confirmation are we looking for? And these are great questions I would be asking if I was a beginner trader. We can wait for the daily candle to close red tonight. If that closes red, that's a bearish engulfing candle. It tells you that the next few candles should be done, and this is a head and shoulder pattern that you can clearly see. And I'll take away this, you can see there's a shoulder, there's a head, there's a right shoulder. If you want me to make it really apparent, we can use the tool. But that's a head and shoulder by definition, and it's going to break from the length of the head to the neckline, somewhere down to $58,000. At the same time, so why do I have mixed signals? Well, my bigger indicators are telling me that we've definitely bottomed because we extremely never get to 5. I've never seen it in my life, and we happened twice. So it's like, dang, that's the heaviest sell pressure in Bitcoin's history. How could it not have been a bottom? So my mind says logically it doesn't make sense. I had to DCA in at this level here, at this 59, 60,000, 60, anywhere between 59 and 62,000 to me was an absolute steal for Bitcoin. Away from the 21, below the 200 moving average on the daily. That's what you want to be buying, below the 200 on the daily. If you're buying Bitcoin and you're well above the daily 200 moving average, you're buying at the extended part of a rally. You got to wait for this to come back. Look, you come back to the 200 and buy, back to the 200 and buy, back to the 200 and buy. You don't want to be buying away from the 200 moving average, away from the 200, you're buying the highs every time you do that. I don't care what the asset is. All right. So let's take a look at the week's chart right now for Bitcoin on the bigger time frame. So why am I hesitating? Well, I'm watching to see if they consolidate this puppy and still pump it today. I'm telling you, some weeks are for less trading. It may be boring. You might watch me and be like, damn, Sam's making smaller trades, break-even trades. Where is the excitement? It'll come back. Everything will happen at the right time. See, I'm an older trader, so I know to chill. It's kind of like an old hunter. If you've been hunting your whole life, you don't force the hunt. But if you haven't hunted that much in your life, you're going to force some things because you're just antsy on it. If you know it will come to you, if you know things will come your way, you just wait it out. You wait it out for better moves. Look at this. It's a symmetrical triangle now on the 3-minute time frame, battling the 200 moving average. The 5-minute looks sloppy. 1 minute got above the 200 and did the dance, and then couldn't complete. Right there, got a beautiful pump out the first one. Basically hit the measured move. And see, this is what I want to teach my students is we don't have to care about the market right here. Just you go for this every day. If you could take that measured move right there, that could be your done, and you could be done for the day. You play that once a day. You know what I mean? Done, move on. And that's it. That's the trade of the day. You get in here, you get out there. Yeah, sometimes it blows up and it gets bigger. Sometimes it comes down faster. But you keep setting up at the same place and positioning. That builds discipline. That builds structure. That's how you kind of become profitable over time. Got to be doing the same type of stuff over and over again. Otherwise, you will not. It's going to be very difficult to become profitable. Can't be doing 5 different things every time. You could eventually start to trade different, like adding different things to your trading style as you go. So look, this tells me that, the daily's overbought on the stochastics RSI. We got a head and shoulder here. This is telling me to hedge that short position while I got the chance. I can't stand shorting Bitcoin. I like to just DCA and to call bottoms. It's what I'm really good for. I'll be honest. It's just, you know what I mean? That's my thing. So there you go. It's about a 297 restored ratio. We may not get to 5.6. That's almost 7,000. It's about $6,000 move for Bitcoin, which I'd like to get $6,000. I'm probably not going to do that. I'm going to go half because I'm not a huge fan of the trading in the summer. I know it's sketchy. No matter how good I think it looks, there can always be lower volume moves that I will not be accustomed to. 56,460. Stop loss at 64,424, right? Smartly, it only risk about 1,000. There you go. I can get 4,000 of the $6,000 move. That ain't bad. If we start to come back up, I can trade up. I could probably easily make $800 to $1,000 on the move back up. Cancel out the trade if we're here, and then start to take on the longs. I can even, and I keep that weekly trade open. If the weekly recovers, it can also pay. So now let's go against some reasons why you shouldn't short. I want to counter trend my idea. I want to, I don't like to drink my own Kool-Aid. I like to go against the Kool-Aid here. So why would I not short the market? Well, 15-minute looks like it's attempting some type of reversal here back to the upside. Look at that. Like a higher low, some type of inverted head and shoulder. Looks like a double bottomed. That's interesting. 1 hour also putting in a tweezer bottom. Looking for some type of move, maybe even back to the 21. I was looking for the 1 hour to put in a bear flag today and then continue lower. Which to me kind of looks likely. You touch the 21 again and you can continue to dump. Five-minute looks somewhat promising with that curvature there. 3-minute looks like you could pump. The 1 minute still above the 200 moving average. Huh. And all it takes is, again, another tweet about the Strait of Hormuz opening up and everything kind of going our way. Tough day in the markets, honestly. You take a look at the news feed. I mean, U.S. spot Bitcoin saw another roughly $220 million in net outflows last week, making it the 6th consecutive week of redemptions, bringing recent monthly totals near record lows. It's kind of crazy, right? Galaxy Research data highlighted a record $6.4 billion net outflow for Bitcoin ETFs over the past 30 days, the largest since the products launched. This comes as Bitcoin trades well below recent highs. While weekly outflows eased to $227 million from prior heavy years, the streak of redemptions continues. And Bitcoin drop triggered over $500 million in liquidations in recent sessions, according to the market reports. Forced selling adds to downward momentum, man. And easing yuan tensions provided some risk on support, but rate hike forecasts and broader equity weakness kept gains limited. There's no real sign in sight for us to get a rate cut. Doesn't look like it's happening anytime soon. So, see kind of everyone's struggling to kind of piece together what the market wants to do. And with Bitcoin being a risk-on asset, it's getting kind of played around here. So I'm tending to use the small time frames. I want to see them break below the 200 and actually collapse. Kind of looks like a double top. Has some descending triangle vibes. Chance I open up that daily long. We reverse massively to the upside, though. I want to use all the knowledge I have to trade it as perfect as I can, which I know is sometimes a little impossible. Sometimes you just got to make the trade, take some drawdown, and go from there. You're not always going to be perfect. And perfection actually can ruin progress too. If you're always going for perfection and you don't even move, you got to be able to move a little bit. You got to be able to breathe a little bit. Even this looks like a head and shoulder pattern beginning to form here. You see it? Shoulder, head, right shoulder, bit of a double top. Even the smaller time frames look a little weird. No strength there. Rejection by 62.8. And you have to grow some guts to open up the head short. You know, you have to be able to kind of believe in yourself. You have to make a decision. I'm telling you, 90% of people have a problem making a simple decision. That's why they can't get ahead. There's a reason why there's 1% of people making tons of money and 90% of people are struggling. Because the 1% make decisions every day. They get better at it. They work at it. And they get better at discipline. They get better at, you know, what their thoughts are focused on. I'll tell you right now, look at somebody's thoughts. I'll tell you, look at a wealthy person's thoughts. Look at someone who struggles financially. Look at their thoughts. I guarantee the wealthy person takes more discipline into what they're thinking about. Actually structures how they think and what they think about. The person with less money lets any thought kind of flying out of their head, talks to whoever, doesn't guard their presence with rent, you know what I mean? Lets anyone in their life. Doesn't have a real like high sense of who should and shouldn't be in their life. Once you've dedicated a lot of time into a craft, into something, then you know there's a privilege to be around for you to be around people. That looks like a head and shoulder pattern. Telling me I should go and open up this head short on that daily and just cover myself in case they do dump this puppy hard. You know what I'm saying? It's just something like I should take care of. Do the right thing, as they say. Spike Lee. Do the right thing. Right? That was a Spike Lee movie. It's not easy doing the right thing. You got to go against emotions. It's not easy shorting assets that you love. I'm going to take the short here. And it may be wrong. Remember, it's a hedge. So the take profit's going to be 56,460. And, the take profit is going to be 56,460. And the stop loss is going to be 64,424. Now, they may just pump it up and kick me out. You know, anything could happen. And I should risk about 1,000 or I don't think it's worth hedging. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I make about 4 for 13. I think that makes sense. So I open up a hedge short. I'm covered if they, you know what I mean? And if they rip it, they rip it. So be it. Hopefully, I'll be down $600-700 and I'll be able to see that we're out, catch a long on a model, and get out with like a, I don't know, $300 to $400 loss, keep myself moving, and then I'm at least covered in case they completely annihilate this chart to the downside, right? And if they start to pump this puppy, I can also take a hedge long on it. And I'll go short and long on this thing. And I know anything could happen at any time. That looks like a head and shoulder descending, though, like it wants to dump. So I feel like I assessed the smaller time frames. Entered the head short at a good time. It's also, that short should ruin the wild trade and turn it into nothing after all that. Already up $30 of the short. That's crazy. Didn't expect it to move at all really that fast, but we'll see. And again, I'm not a big shot. I'm not trying to be, hey, look at me and my money. I'm just showing you a possible way to hedge the market. You do whatever makes you happy. If I can short, anyone can short, because I'm the biggest Bitcoin guy, man. So mediators from Pakistan and Qatar report the U.S. and Iran delegations made solid headway during 18 hours of direct negotiations, agreeing on a roadmap to final peace deal within 60 days. Vice President J.D. Vance led the U.S. aid after both countries signed an early memorandum to end their conflict. Traders should watch this closely because any real de-escalation tends to ease geopolitical risk premiums and support risk assets like Bitcoin. Israel carried out further attacks in Gaza, killing Al Jazeera cameraman, among others, even as ceasefires are discussed elsewhere. The persistent conflict in the region sustains underlying geopolitical tension. While not an immediate market mover today, any major escalation could quickly hit risk sentiment. And Tehran is reportedly looking to charge fees or assert tighter control over the vital oil shipping lane after recent ceasefire violations. Shipping disruptions here directly affect global energy supply, of course. And thank God we're gone with Keir Starmer. That guy was horrible. And I didn't even live in the UK, right? Israel kills 83 in Lebanon despite ceasefire claims. Reports indicate Israel struck targets in Lebanon, killing 83 people even as new ceasefire was announced. Iran responded again by threatening to close the Strait of Hormuz. Persistent violence keeps oil supply risk alive. It's like and they can play with us every single day as they pocket that news in and out. Tell us this, tell us that, and there's nothing we can really do about it, right? So I understand my risk with the short. I understand that I could be kind of shorting closer to the bottom, and we could get a nice reversal back to the upside. It's crazy, and that's what I have to deal with right now. So, and I'm live trading here on WEEX. If you want to jump on in, you could trade where I'm trading live on WEEX. It's a fun time over here. So look, we stayed above the 1 hour 200 moving average, which is a bit odd. The 3 minute looks like it's more in a flag that could break out. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that pumps. What if we made a massive move up? Crazy, right? Take profit would be what? 64,424. I keep getting that area. Stop would have to be below the low there at 62,306. I don't trust it. I'm taking that bigger time frame. 62.5. We seem to be camped out there again. Funny, another day where we're kind of camped out between 10 and 12 o'clock at the same price action. Like, it's like we seem to be getting moves earlier in the morning. All right, later at night, and just getting tighter during this regular action time. And it makes sense. I mean, it's where most people used to be at work, sitting there. Their kids are off of school now. You got to be with the kids. Even my kids are off of school, right? They're out every day. They want to hang out with daddy all the time. The average person with money, which is between 35 and 55, who you think would have some kids, yeah, I want to see this thing dump. Sad to say, but you know what I mean? And look, very small fees to get a lot of money, $1,800 at 23x leverage on the short, giving it a 0.66 BTC, right? Send that puppy down, man. And again, I'm not proud of the short. I'm just telling you, this is what we got to do when we got to do it, right? It is what it is. It is what it is, man. Shout out to the beautiful lifers. Thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate you all for being here. So we had some movement in some altcoins last night. Our baby Dexy continued to rip. It went from 13 to 26. Did a double up quietly. They dumped it and pumped it again out of nowhere. People are using this coin for liquidity, man. I'm telling you, someone's making money off of this every other day. Celestia, an oldie but goodie, up about 2%, back at 38 cents. That was an old coin I used to accumulate back in the day when I believed that the Atom ecosystem was the best, and it was. Lit down a little bit, didn't maintain that structure, but it's all right. Aster back at 60 cents. HBAR 777, Solana 69. You know my meme, my Chinese meme that I got at 37 and 70 cents continues to show strength for whatever reason. Very interesting, this coin. And it actually looks good too when you look at it, when you just look at the chart. Like if you look at this chart is it's sideways again. Look, the last time it was sideways, it made a massive pump. It's sideways again. I'm not saying anything's going to happen, but it's super sideways again. It did this the last time, and then it made a massive pump. I'm in this, so yes, I disclose. I still own this coin. It says it's going to 124. At that point, I got into 30 cents. I'll be due about a 3x. So anyway, very interesting to say the least, the Chinese meme. It's not everywhere. That's the only thing. It's not on every exchange. We got it on WEEX here. Look at it. We got it on WEEX. The Chinese meme, man. So it's kind of everywhere. So you can buy it here on WEEX for 70 cents. I'm in right now. I'm going to see where this puppy goes, baby. Kind of exciting to see. I never expected to be in a coin that's ripping right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's a bit odd, but hey, I guess I got lucky, whatever it is. Look, even here, it looks like it's in a little flag. Anyway, I'm in, I'm riding. I'm not telling you to chase nothing. Do your own research. Find out if it's something you're into. But it looks like it could do a pump. We went to that high of 93 from 37.2. And now consolidating a little bit there. A Chinese meme. That means Beyond's life. Ryan Chen Chen. If I got it right. Beyond Ryan Chen Chen, right? Right? I agree with that statement. Like, how? I don't know how. We'll figure it out one day, all right? So there's still some weird action in these memes. You never know. And there's still some action in, I like stable coins been on the radar. Useless cake, funny. Let's talk about Tron, how it just never goes down. Tron just doing damage all the time. Bitcoin struggling to hold that 62.5 level, man. It looks like that may be the kind of, that may be it. Let's take a look at TRX and see what's happening to TRX real fast. Tron, baby, Tron. So look, the last time I looked at it, I was looking for this ascending triangle to break out, and it did do that. And it did hold this trend line that it's been kind of sitting on. Up, down, up, down. I see it probably headed back to the top. For whatever reason, Tron's been kind of respecting the market. Could make a right shoulder there if everything gets a little nasty, but Tron has been respecting the market. NASDAQ takes a dump. Doesn't hold that key level on, fears of basically risk-on assets being kind of not taken seriously, getting a dump there. Dang, breaking the 200 moving average could be the beginning of a bigger dump on the NASDAQ. Take a look at the daily. If they continue to print this money, see, this is what I was looking for the last 2 days. I was looking for a longer consolidation. Once they started pumping it there, I was like, is it really going to get that tight? It's like after that pump, we had to come back down and make a higher low. Now we're just stressing it because I feel like the right shoulder structure has been broken. You're just going to come down and get tight. And I guess I'm overly bullish. I see the NASDAQ continuing. It may go through some chop here until mid-July, but I just don't see, if they're going to continue to print money, I feel like the NASDAQ's continue to do damage. Oh, this is still kind of flagging out here where it could possibly still pump out the flag to the upside. Still a chance we could see it go to 63.5. It's not over yet here, folks. I think the 1 minute's still above the 200 moving average, which is kind of a bullish sign. Key is not to get liquidated for your whole account if you're wrong on a short. So look, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing just pumps now. Never had so many mixed signals so many days in a row. Because I'm still down to scalp the small time frames while I'm long on the big time frame. You know what I'm saying? Because we may even just get rejected by 64.2 there. My trigger is right there though, like very oversold on that 3 minute. There we go, 355. Now that short's starting to pay a little more, right? There we go. And it's going to eat away at that WorldCoin. This takes a massive dump. It's going to take almost every, you can short everything. Solana, WorldCoin, you name it, you can short it. And it's likely going to play out for you. Let's take a look at RAB, ADI and Lab real fast. I remember I found ADI. Went over it yesterday for whatever reason. Dang, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't love the chart. Whenever I see a chart like this, I'm like, just when we don't have full candle bodies, like it's not officially full there. But wow, look at that thing. It went from $3 to $4.40 basically since yesterday. That's crazy. look at the narrative, I'm like, well, just too far from the daily 21. I think we said that even yesterday, and it's still pumped. But, man, I wouldn't chase anything like that. It's been on a massive pump since January, though. It's crazy. ADI. We looked at it yesterday on the channel, and I remember because I was, like, looking it up, and we wanted to see what the heck it was and what it was doing. Oh, yeah, it was, like, on-chain. It was like government compliant. Remember that? If you look at the About section, as it does, government-grade compliance, enterprise-level integration, emerging financial ecosystem by enabling transparent settlement. Sound like all this stuff sounds cool, but like verifiably, like what the heck is it? You know what I mean? Only big volume is on KuCoin too. Not much more volume anywhere else. So, a little sketch. Look at that, losing the 200 moving average on the 1 minute time frame. Bearish. Slopping over here. And then SpaceX dumping too, which is kind of a pro Bitcoin. You know, there's negative sentiment. Yeah. Yeah, Binance Fund sees it as Bitcoin 60K winner is normal and predicts stablecoins could grow thousands of times from here. Oh yeah, for sure. And so much is coming our way, guys. You can't get discouraged in the down period. You got to build during the down period. And then you got to work towards your goals. So when the good things happen on the other side, you're ready to rock. You know what I'm saying? Look, there's our short starting to pay off. It is destroying our other trade, but that's okay. It's fine. That's why you take profits. I was going for $3,000. It is what it is. I moved my stop. I'm not going to lose any money. And this kind of solidifies that I don't have to probably long the smaller time frames. You're kind of breaking down now. You're doing the descending triangle here, which is likely going to continue lower, folks. Just take this away so people don't think I'm longing right now. I am in a short right now for Bitcoin, but it's a head short. I'm not planning on making big money today. I want to see in the next 5 or 6 days for this to play out. Make $5,000, I'm going to keep fighting until I get my pay, man. And this market is not easy, but you got to just keep your head straight. It's about not getting emotional and just taking your trades as they come. That's the key. And using the moving averages, knowing what you're doing, and staying poised and ready. There's nothing else you can do, folks. Like, break it down simply. Like, freak out. You know what I mean? Get panic, have panic attacks, bug out. You know what I mean? There's nothing when you look at the opposite of what staying calm is, there's really no other option but staying calm and discipline. So either you choose discipline and you formulate a plan, or you become part of the feeding frenzy, man. You know what I mean? It's up to you. My dad did not, raise kitty litter, man. I'm not here to get eaten alive, right? I'm here to take control, take charge. So God bless my dad, man. He formed a strong man. He built me strong. I love him, Many times I was mad at him for how hard he was on me. But a good dad is harder than the world could be to you. Sad to say, like, if your dad is really hard on you, and then you got to compete with the world, and you realize the world's hard, but not even as hard as your dad was on you. World's not going to be as bad now, but if your dad is easy on you and the world is way harder on you, and then everything you do is going to feel like it's kicking you in the butt, So a hard dad is kind of like the greatest thing you could ever have. A dad that makes it tough on you, a dad that doesn't let you ease up. And what do I mean by that? Like, let's just say a dad that says, hey, make your bed when you wake up in the morning. Comes up in the morning, sees you didn't make up your bed, and says, hey, what are you doing? Make your bed. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to come in here and see that bed unmade again. Like, simple stuff like that. It's like, this, when they say you got to do something, you got to do it. They make you stick to your whatever you stuck to, you know what I mean? A good dad helps you formulate a strong, disciplined life in mind. There's nothing better than a good father. Shout out to anyone that didn't have a good father. I hope you can come to this channel and, I channel the energy from Jim Rohn and from my dad to you. And I help you find, basically find your foundation. For me, I hope to become somewhat of a father figure to people out there that are looking for answers, that are feeling lost, that don't have discipline in their life, that can't show up every day, that keep struggling to show up to the gym, that can't take care of themselves. You got to work out every day. You got to put your best foot forward. No pun intended, considering what's happened to me recently. If you didn't know my story, Both my parents have died in the last 3 years. Fine, that's not. But in January, I lost the ability to walk when my Achilles ruptured during a game of pickleball. It was called paddle, really, to be completely honest. And my life changed that day. I went from realizing I couldn't walk that night. Next morning, my foot is so swollen, I got to do the live stream every day. Then I got to sign up for surgery. I know I'm going to have to get surgery. And it just kind of was like, what? They're going to cut me open? Then they had to slice me open and I had to get serious surgery. I have a serious scar on my leg, like a 8-inch scar almost. It's nasty, man. And my leg swells up a lot when I walk and I still deal with pain. But and then I re-injured it back in April 27th or 28th when I was in Las Vegas. I re-injured my leg and I had to stop all physical therapy, which I was doing good on. The doctor said, no more physical therapy. You need to chill. And so I did. I chilled and then I had to wear a boot for the last few weeks, and I've been in a boot for weeks now, and I'm back to kind of like just walking a little bit without a boot the last couple days. And it's been a long run for me, and I was very humbled by this. I was at a stand-up desk. I would always stand up at the desk. I'm sitting down right now because I want to be with my kids for the day, and if I stand up during the show, then I don't know what I'll have left. You know what I mean? So I save my body for my kids and my family because I don't know when I'm going to have it, right? So anyway, I'm not trying to ask for a sob story here. I'm just trying to say you never know when something can happen to you. And yes, there was many days where I wanted to stop the live stream because my foot was in so much pain. A couple times I think I ended it somewhat earlier. I couldn't do a weekly screen share. Like, the stresses of my life were very hard on me during that time, but thank God I had a job that I could do from home. Thank God I didn't have to show up and physically work for my job. What if I worked for like the highway department and maybe there would have been some, disabled, maybe, but whatever, disability. But, my whole point is God provided me with such a beautiful life that even though I got hurt, I was able to provide and continue to go. And that's trading too. If you learn how to trade, then nothing can stop you. You could break your arm, break your hand. Maybe not. Even your hand. And as long as you can you have to learn how to use your hand, and thank God I didn't hurt this hand. And thank God I didn't hurt my right foot. I was still able to drive. If I hurt my right foot, I wouldn't be able to drive anywhere. There was a month and a half where I couldn't drive. I sat at home, everyone. And every day I didn't leave my house. I literally didn't leave my house for weeks. Yeah. I sat inside doing nothing. Yep. But you know what? I started reading the Bible more. It humbled me. Mr. Lamborghini, it was good. Everything was going my way. And next thing you know, everything wasn't going my way. And I realized no matter how rich you are, no matter how much business success you have, life is still going to throw you a curve. What if you have the best business ever, best employees ever, everything going your way, multiple streams of income, and you rupture your Achilles one day playing pickleball? I don't care how much money you have, you're going to be in pain that night, or when you come out of surgery, or whatever happens, you're going to go through and your money can get you a better surgeon. I paid for a higher end surgery. They did like a nice, they put a anchor in my heel, and they did all this stuff, and they used my FHL to back up my tendon, giving me like a 97% chance of this never happening again. I paid a top surgeon out of pocket. I had no health insurance. It cost me $20,000. It did. It's so far, about 20, 25K, and all the fees and all the things I had to do, some physical therapy and different, I had MRIs. And, yeah. But you know what? I believed in God the whole time. I've always had faith that God's going to be there for me, and God has always been there for me no matter what. I've had no reason to have lack of faith and not believe. This looks like we're going to go lower, folks. I'm short to 61.5. You do whatever makes you happy. I gave you the short. I talked about it. I went over it. And I even put out a little bit of a scalp the other way just in case they were going to take us there. I could balance off the short, and I think it was the right thing to get stopped out of break even and go from there. So no guarantees. We could rip right back up in 2 seconds. I know this. Trading is very, very treacherous. Okay. CFTC approved the first Bitcoin trade, perpetuals they're cracking, right? And investors are going to rotate out of tech, man. Like, it's too much. It's too much. Nakamoto shuts its last healthcare clinics to go all in on Bitcoin. Interesting. You know, I'm looking at IREN closely, and I don't own any yet right now, but I really like the company. I've been watching them for a long time. This sell-off should lower the price a little bit, maybe. Look, it's kind of a head and shoulder. You see that? Sell-off could lower the price, give us a nice little discount, maybe somewhere down to 43. I haven't started DCing it, but I'd like to start a position in IREN. I just don't want to jump in, you know. If it can hold this trend line and bounce and consolidate, it's also going to be a buy. Well, we'll see. I like what I'm seeing for IREN, though. Like, if anything's more, you know, it's not on a massive uptrend like these other ones. Now keeps coming on my radar now. Service now. All right. Now a split has occurred. There was a stock split on December 9th. You want to adjust your drawing objects to match the signal. Adjust the drawings. Yes. Service now. Wow, rejected by the 200 moving average, coming down to the bottom. Trump has been talking about this company a little bit. It's getting some buzz. I definitely think, you know, and it's coming down. It's low on the weekly, near the 200 moving average on the weekly. Below it, really. These are notoriously great prices for anything that can continue to the upside. So, again, I'll do more research on this and kind of get into it. But I think, you know, money could be kind of, you know, moving into this puppy here into now. It's been on my radar for the last, I don't know, week and a half now. So, and you'd be like, what is ServiceNow? And what all about AI now? You can say, give me an entire report on ServiceNow. Break it down. Is it worth investing? You know, I'll share it with you too as well, and we'll go over that. The short acting nicely to the downside here if you took it, even just a smaller descending triangle there, and now the rejection of the 200 moving average, and we got to do what we got to do here, folks. All right, we got to play the short the way it's there, you know, so. See, if you're not following along in the live and you see that, you know, it's like we're watching price action and you might have seen me just flip that scalp out and be like, oh, he's long. But I'm not, I mean, if you're watching the stream and you know I'm not long, you know I just took a quick scalping case. You know what I mean? Yeah, I like this idea. If you're the guy waiting for lower Bitcoin prices, right? You're you know, I'm not going to say that, you know, but you may be ignorant because of that. Here's why. Let's assume you have zero Bitcoin right now and you don't want to buy 60K because you think it goes lower. You're right, and Bitcoin goes to 45. Assuming you then have the guts to actually buy Bitcoin, good, you now have one Bitcoin, which will be good, which is going to be worth 600K in 5 years. Example, your profit, 550,000. Case 2, you're wrong, and Bitcoin doesn't go to 45. You have zero Bitcoin. Doesn't matter how high Bitcoin goes in the next 5 years, your profit is guaranteed to be zero. You know, and you buy one Bitcoin now. So instead of paying 45, you pay 60K, which lowers your profit from 55 to 540. In other words, in the absolute best case, your market timing saves you 15K. In the worst case, it costs you an entire Bitcoin. See what I'm saying? So if you don't buy a whole Bitcoin today, see what I mean? I 100% agree with that logic. I mean, he's been in the game a long time. I've been watching that guy a long time. Yeah, Ethereum fired 20% of its staff. Isn't that interesting? Ethereum let go 20% of its staff. I mean, what's going on there? Yikes. Looking for lower lows. Today's market looks uncomfortably familiar. See, it's getting more and more bearish. The sentiment is getting so bearish. This is what I like. Look at 500 million plus in liquidations. Bitcoin's drop triggered 500 million in liquidations, forcing selling is added to the downtrend. Watch this area, all right, as we get kind of closer into heavy selling. And look, even though we got a heavy sell-off there, 62.1, we bounced it back, bearish retest. And again, just choppy price action as we get slower. You got the bigger time frames are your friends, folks. The bigger time frames are your friends. I talked about Numeraire this morning. Last night, I put it on the radar to the trading group. It was actually the last thing that I put out last night. before. Why? I scan 5,000 coins a night for my trading group. I really do. Every couple of days, because after last night's scan is pretty hefty. But look at the last thing that I put out to the group. It's kind of nuts. But I said numeraire on the 4-hour looking bullish. Let's take a look at that 4-hour time frame on numeraire. So they dipped it a little bit below the trend line. So funny what they're doing. They're definitely stop hunting these coins. Or they're going after leverage traders that are trying to coin, you know what I mean? But that's why I use my stop below these wicks. You get in here, stop below the wicks. Or you get in on the dolphin dip. Low stochastic. And look, they pumped it from 884 all the way up to 950. And I see it headed to the target at 1027. But I was all over this last night, numeraire. All right, and I got a bunch of other stuff that I was looking at. Just because, you can't see it or they're not telling you. There's definitely some other stuff going on in the market. Okay. So far, so good on the implosion of Bitcoin here, 62,229. As we're up about 9% in the short here, live on WEEX. Shout out to WEEX. Thank you for coming on in to the Lifer community and believing in me. I appreciate that. Shout out to all the people that believe in me. It means the world to me. And shout out to my man Bitcoin Bill. I could tell that's him with that poker chip, baby. Jumping on in there. He's got this cool Bitcoin sign here. Reminds me of a poker chip. Sorry if it's not. It just looks like one to me. Probably just some lighting or something. But thank you for gifting 20 memberships. You didn't have to give, but you did. So nice of you to do that, man. Yeah. Exactly. I think all companies getting rid of staff, especially tech companies. AI can do most tech jobs. Yeah, agreed. Sam, will you please look at Tesla? I'll look at Tesla for you right now. Since you asked so nicely a couple times. And we don't have to look at the AI. You can look at Tesla. But we can look at TSLA, right? Yeah. Tesla. So I like Tesla long term. Merging with SpaceX, robotics. I believe it's a 10-year hold, though. You got to have a 10-year outlook for Tesla. You're not buying Tesla for the next 2 years. You're not buying Tesla for the next 5. If in my humble opinion, if you start buying Tesla, it's a 10-year hold. You're going to get out in basically 2036. That's your plan. For me, you do whatever makes you happy. But for me, I'm not buying anything. Everything I buy has a 10-year plan now. And I have to work my butt off and hustle while I don't touch my investments. And actually, it will make me a stone cold hustler. I have to produce. My companies have to produce ability to live off them while I put all my money into other things. That's how you get rich. You get obsessed with putting your money into everything. You see what I'm saying? You get obsessed with not having cash in the bank. You get obsessed with investing your cash as much as you can. Whatever it is. Anything better than the dollar. You know what I'm saying? You just keep investing in anything better than the dollar. You continuously invest. Yeah. So if you're going to buy Bitcoin, you're going to buy Tesla. That's a 10-year hold. Maybe you get to 932 in about by 2029, and it might be a beautiful pump. But I don't think you're only going to double up. It's a bigger market cap now than it ever was. A double up will take maybe 3 to 4 years. And again, where's my projection for Tesla in the bigger time frame? Looking at the weekly, I see it exploding up. I don't think it goes straight up parabolic, though. I definitely think it takes its time. 2031. So it might take 5 years to a little under triple. You know what I mean? That makes complete sense to me. But then you're going to base case at 9 for them, and then by 2040, $2,000 a share, something like that. And so in 14 years, you're going to 7x your money. Okay? For me, I think that's a great idea. That beats the S&P, doesn't it? Right? So that's a 50% gain a year over time. Let's look at the last kind of approach to Tesla. I just want to see. Say we started DCAing into Tesla around here in 2019. This was 7 years ago. We would have DCA'd in at $20. We'd be up huge right now. Right? Say we DCA'd here though. May of 2022 at $200. We've doubled up now in about 4 years. 2 years. So we've doubled up in about 2 years. Maybe every year, 2 years, you could double up. You know what I mean? It's about not being greedy, but I just see Tesla on an uptrend over time. Even if they were to crash, I say they would double bottom. Funny, every time I use this now, they're doing that. It's a glitch. You know? And you just buy UDC, you'd be able to buy more and get even richer in 10 years. He says Tesla to 8K by 2032. You know, and then could double up. It could be 4K by 2035. I don't know about 8K. I'm a little more conservative on my, as the longer I've been trading, I used to have these big outlooks that never played out. Now my outlooks are way smaller than they used to be. Trying to bounce Bitcoin here. You know, definitely struggling to keep the momentum to the dump side, but we'll see. That's where I bought my Tesla. Average is 198. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate you looking at that for me anytime. Shout out to Wang Chung 329. I buy Tesla when the Roadster has its first delivery. Interesting. I was getting, talking about Tesla, researching Tesla a long time ago. I knew Nikola Tesla. Like, I got into it. When I found out the company was called Tesla, I got excited. I said, oh, this guy knows what he's doing. He named it after Nikola Tesla. Like, he's kind of telling us something without telling us something. They really suppressed Tesla. Like, they didn't, Remember someone called me, asked me about this. This looks like it was bearish. Look at that other coin that's been sideways for days now. SEI just sitting in this sideways price action. Look, it finally even fell out of that. So that stayed sideways, sideways, sideways. Watch, and then just dumped. It's the type of market it's been, man. And I said it could be your Bart Simpson. I said we're going to watch it. It said it might just be a Bart Simpson pattern. It looks like it may Bart Simpson with Bitcoin to the downside. Bitcoin dumps today, man. It's going to take everything down with it. I'm telling you right now. You're going to be able to short the whole market. You called the Tesla pump a few years ago when we dumped to the 200. Yeah, about 145, I think. Yeah. Elon Musk is exploring consolidation his tech company into a single entity. When that happens, I see Tesla dropping to around $80. I don't know if it's going to be good for Tesla if it merges with SpaceX, because SpaceX has a lot of debt. You know what I mean? So, like, it's supposed to be amazing, but I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that, to be honest. Right? Man, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not a know-it-all. I don't know it all. I speculate a lot, so we'll see. Most of my speculations play out, or some of them play out now. Most of them used to play out. Now some of them play out. Talent is nothing without dedication and discipline, yeah. Talent don't beat hard work if hard work beats talent if talent doesn't work hard. I always remember that statement, and I believe it. Someone said he believes there's a triple top on U.S. tethered dominance on the 15 and the 5. I mean, I don't call that a triple top. That's an inverted head and shoulder, buddy. Waiting for the right shoulder, no? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's consolidation. I mean, I see what you're saying, but I kind of see this. And honestly, if Bitcoin takes the dump, it'd be nice if it does shoulder head, kind of right shoulder there and dump. It could make a right shoulder and dump. I see what you're saying, but it's a bit sketchy. It's more about the moving average to me. I look at where the 1 hour is. Once the 1 hour catches up to that 21, I say we continue to pump. This looks bullish to me. Tether dominance looks like it's in an uptrend, and it looks like it may continue. Yeah. The price of success is hard work and dedication to the job at hand, and the determination that whether you win or lose, we have applied the best of ourselves to the task at hand. You know what hit me one day? I sat there and I said, we don't know when we're going to die. Number one. Check, right? So today, I don't know when I'm going to die. So does money mean everything to me if I don't know when I'm going to die? I mean, it really does. Like, if tomorrow I pass away, I can't spend all the money that I think I'm going to need today. So my point of this is because we don't know when we're going to hit pass, all we need is what we need for today. Like, yeah, it's good to plan for the future, 100%. Your kids want to go to school, you can put money away. You want this, you put money aside, right? But at the end of the day, like, did I make enough? Did my business make enough to take care of me and my family today? And you check. And then, and the way I work is I'm a 7-day-a-week guy. So I look at, I looked at this weekend, Saturday, and did I work hard enough on Saturday and Sunday to produce for my family? I did. Am I working hard enough on Monday? I did. Did I lose? I lost a trade today. So I worked hard. I still took a hit. You know what I mean? The point of this idea is no matter what comes my way, I have to be disciplined and I have to work hard, right? There's no if I decide not to be disciplined and not to work hard, this is definitely going to go down the tubes. Now, it may go down the tubes no matter how hard I work, at least for a little bit. The idea is no matter what, the universe will eventually reward the hard worker. You know, but my whole point is, I thought about this one day and I simplified my life and I said, I have no choice but to work hard and be disciplined. I could work really hard for a whole month and I could actually have negative revenue, right? I'm just saying, you know, I could work hard for a really month and I could have zero revenue. I could work really hard for a month and have the biggest revenue of my life, one of the biggest months ever. I never know what's going to happen. We plan for these things, so we create them. But my point is, no matter what these outcomes are, my decision at the beginning of the day is to work as hard as humanly possible and be as disciplined as possible. There's no other decision. You don't have a decision. You don't have, you know what I mean? And obsessed, successful people understand this. There's no, they don't have to think about whether they're going to go hard that day. It is what it is, man. Nothing but a flow. I love it. I love it. Gratitude and appreciation, Mr. Sam. Love the channel. Love the vibes and the wisdom teachings, the entertainment you provide. Let's go. God bless you. Thank you. Wow, they did bounce it. We're only up 87 now. 1 minute kind of trying to get back above that 200 moving average. Doesn't look amazing to me, though. You know. But look, I put what I was willing to lose if the short goes against me. I'll have capital to continue to long. And I won't get liquidated, so. With the money, maybe, yeah. Red wire could be a good play coming up. I like that it's pulled back. I mean, I don't like the chase, so you're spot on there. Someone must have had it on there. We have it on the radar. It's coming back down on the weekly, too, with the massive sell-off. Kind of a double top there, though. You'd like to see it hold this trend line. Kind of consolidate like this. And then explode 2027. $50 a share possibly for 12. That's a 5x. That might do some damage for sure. Tesla at 8K by 2032. All in Biddy here. Let's go. Pull up your old self and be renewed in the spirit of your minds. Wow, he's all in on Biddy right now. Wow, what a massive pump back to the upside. Do I cover this short? Now, see, this is crazy. This is nuts. The king of not losing. I mean, look at a bigger time. I always try to kind of erase what I originally thought and look fresh again. Let's take a look at what I'm seeing. I mean, that weekly looks ugly, but it could hedge. I mean, it's very oversold. Daily says it has time. It wants to dump. But it's attempting these wicks. Like, what if it kind of creates this? I don't know, man. I still see the head and shoulder. I can't unsee it. I got to keep the head short open no matter what they're doing to me today on the smaller time frames. I got to be willing to take the hit. If I freak out too much on the smaller time frames for a $500 drawdown, I may not be able to get the big payday. Auto trader, he says. Look at auto. Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. Like, I searched the market for stocks near the 618. You know what I mean? How many stocks are near that 618 Fibonacci 786? I mean, that's a beautiful buy right there. This says that could be a definite buy zone. So definitely something I'm watching very closely, right? I thought your short was a long-term short. It is. I just said that. BYD, build your dream. Pullback, yeah. BYD, Korean stock. And we're back. You guys are funny. And we're back again. Yeah. No. Can't flip-flop like that. Stock market pulling back too. RSI, the 2-hour looks good. Yeah, if I look at the S&P, the NASDAQ, I just see, you know, I don't see something too crazy though. I still see us kind of consolidating here. Maybe we dump a little bit more, but I feel we put in a higher, you know, I shouldn't. We put in a higher low here, and eventually we kind of we're just making people short. Yeah. My bad. Sounded like you were about to close it. No, even though we know somehow, yeah. We bounced off for last week's low. Looking for 1540 full take profit on ETH. Fingers crossed. I like it. And what are you people doing today? You guys long or short right now? What are the lifers doing right now? Are you guys long or short? Put long or short in the chat, or if you're sitting on your hands. Say sitting on my hands, long or short. Let me know what you're doing right now. If you're doing nothing, that's still something. Let me know. Let me know, baby. We pumped today or we dumb. We bounced off for last week's low. Gravity's volume up 900%. That's wild. Gravity? That's nuts. Gravity. Is it crypto? Or is it actually a stock too? India. Gravity on Coinbase? Oh, that's crazy. Look at the size of that in the last hour. So here we got long, sitting on my hands, long, short, and t-shirt. You're funny. Buying the fear for sure, waiting. Made money earlier, now sitting on my hands. Smash that like button. We need 56 for big buyers to step in. Silver prices are fractal with Bitcoin, it seems. Nothing, just soak it in the knowledge. Sit on my hands. It's crypto. I love it. I love it. It's right. It's crypto, baby. It's crypto. Sammy didn't get black on black mat, but got the black on black Tundra. Props to ETH for the down payment. Crypto for life. God bless you, man. The Tundra's awesome. Toyota Tundra's a nice car, bro. Toyota's beautiful. I mean, they last, especially if you're going to be up in the mountains, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, like Toyota, man. We got hard environments here, hard weather. That Toyota is boss, right? Short still up 115 bucks. We'll see what happens. 6%, nothing too crazy, but it's there. Took your last trade last night, got stopped out as well. Sitting out today. Sorry to hear that, Coraline. Yeah, man, I've like my 6 bigger trades in the last 2 weeks. 3 of them did get stopped out, man. It is what it is. So, but at least I show you how to lose, right? You know what I mean? I just flipped the short into a long. Interesting. You flipped the short into a long as we went back below the 200 moving average. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm in San Diego, baby. I drive a Subaru STI paid for by ETH. I love it. Toyota, the sneaky rich man's choice. It really is, man. If you got money, a Toyota 4Runner is nice, bro. Brand new. I like the new 4Runners, too. They look super nice. They've got this new chunky look to them. Yeah. Starting at 42,000 too for a 4Runner, like that's the starting price. That's like amazing. So, and Hyundai is like a similar, and that's for a way smaller car. You know, cars are so teched out nowadays, man. These kids have like, they got it made. Never getting in daddy's old truck with like rusty sides and like no touchscreen. You know what I mean? This short looks like it's gonna pay, baby. Like they're just playing around on these smaller time frames to induce price action. But I don't know. I could be wrong, right? Looks like the highest spec'd out 4Runner is like 61,000, and that's if you get it like all the way out there. Wow. Crazy. Once you buy an Escalade for 120 racks, like every car seems cheap out there. Oh, the TDR Pro is 68K. So you can get it up to like 68,000. Which is crazy. 68.2 for a Trail Hunter. That blue is kind of hot too. Look at this blue. Look at this blue, this bright blue here. That's crazy. Oh, Matt, that thing's hot, bro. Sammy and the baby blue. You know I love my blues, bro. I don't know what it is, but I just love blue. Yeah, so now the rejection of the 200. I don't know if I would have flipped long there, man. Like you said, you flipped the short to a long. I don't know if that's a... Anyway. Yeah. BYD, he said. Boyd Gaming. Is this really what we're talking about? I do like what it's doing. I mean, let's take a look at it on the daily. It's in a massive uptrend. So you're buying a trend. The trend's your friend. It's telling you that the trend is to the upside, right? And it wants to continue. That looks hot right now. I don't know what it is. I've never heard of it. Boyd Gaming. BYD. It says it's going to 136 from 86 too. All right. Boyd Gaming initiated a buy at Benchmark. President CEO sold shares worth over 8.5 million. Keith Smith, the direct shareholder and president and CEO, reported a sale of common stock on 6/3. All right, he got himself some money. He cashed out in some of his holdings. Hey, he's got to pay the trader, right? Hey. We went over some distressed assets. We went over some big ones. We went over some small ones. We made a live short here on the channel that's actually still fighting. Up now 8%. 150, nothing too crazy. And then, yeah. And I also scan the market, see if there's anything kind of coming your way that might get you going. Hold on 1 second. I want one of these and one of those. A bada bing, a bada boom over here. Yeah, and altcoins still sketchy because of Bitcoin, right? Like they're like, if Bitcoin's gonna dump, it's gonna grab liquidity out of so many coins, and people are gonna run to short. They're not gonna be wanting to go to DCA. They're gonna use that same money to short. Everyone only has so much money. We always act like everyone has tons of money, but everyone only has so much money if you think about it, right? And so what are you gonna do with that money? If you're not gonna DCA into Bitcoin, you're gonna short an altcoin or something. You're gonna take money away from the buy orders. Look, we're back below that 200 there on the 1 minute time frame. Still some type of cup and handle, but we just keep getting sloppy, making lower highs. Trying to dig in there with a higher low though. I'm the first to want along these bottoms, so I don't like to short because it like takes away my ability to seek the bottom. You know what I mean? It's like either I seek the bottom really well or I short the market. A couple times I've shorted and it's like, dang, I would have longed that had I not been in the short. It's kind of weird. It throws off your bias a little bit once you're in that trade, no matter what you think. I'm looking for the 1 hour or the 2 hour to make a bear flag. We lost that 200 moving average. 2 hour just looks like it has to reconnect to the 21, and then we're going to get a continuation to the downside. Same with the 1 hour. I say we stood on the 1 hour, the 2 hour. I mean, look at the 1 hour right now. Dumped out of a head and shoulder last night in this bigger head and shoulder like we showed you on the daily. Getting closer to the 21. Yeah, it may reverse, but this looks like a bear flag to me. Like 5 to 6 hours, we reconnect to that 21, and then we just continue to dump to 60,000. Not saying we're going to break the lows. We may actually hold them, but just looking for a scalp down, baby. And then I'm covered in case there's a massive dump. Let's look at Lab and Rain. I like Lab. I had Lab. I had a trade actually open for Lab off the bottom of the trend line. Did it bounce? A little bit. Nothing crazy. See? But I'm watching this consolidation. If anything can consolidate and eventually pump, it's Lab. It had massive volume. People are paying attention. And this thing could definitely do the do. So Lab is on the radar for sure. Okay? And of all the coins, I mean, look at that. That's why I have an alert on it. That's why I'm watching it. I'll be one of the first people to kind of tell you what's happening there. 62,264. Bitcoin looking, it's about to collapse on the 2 hour. And just dump, baby. But we'll see. A little far from that 21 as the 21 crosses the 200, which is a bearish cross as well. And then if we look at WorldCoin, it was on it did a nice run. It was beautiful what it did. Really happy to see it pump. It was bouncing off the 200, but it lost the 200 there. And now it's kind of collapsing with Bitcoin, kind of risk on assets there again. Everything was going smooth. We got in here, we got the massive pump, and that was it, I guess, you know. I stayed for the retracement and the continuation. We never got it. We got to this point, started to roll over. Really good pump right there, though, that got us in the mix. And it has been on a little bit of a mini run there. If you look at the daily, is a little, it's on the 21 on the dailies. And there's previous support as resistance. So this tells me that, like, there's a chance it bounces here. Be cool if I get to stay in. My stop loss is somewhere in here at break even, but it'd be cool if I get to stay in. They somehow bounce this off previous support as resistance. It takes another, like, I don't know, 2 weeks to consolidate. It says I'll be in the trade for like a month. But that'd be cool if I eventually get out at a buck, like halfway through July. All right. Bitcoin looks like it's about to lose 62.2 and go into that $6,200 level. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP. BOOKMAP is a heat map order book. I do get a commission if you sign up. There's a link below, and you can put all sorts of stuff on it. Ethereum, Bitcoin, right? And you kind of zoom in here. It says we're going lower by Ethereum a little bit into the 40s, down to the 2.24 region. I got Bitcoin. It says 61.5 is a big area of liquidations. You can see if it's dark red, it means there's a lot of people with their stop losses or liquidations there. 62,199. We did just hit that one. And so this tells me we're going lower. We got a glob of liquidity down there that will get liquidated at 61.5. It's darker red than above. And wherever the red is, usually where we go. It's not 100%, but it's an added-on feature that helps you look for liquidity. That's how I use BOOKMAP. That's why I use it. It's absolutely amazing. So it'd be nice if we get the bounce here and consolidate. We hold this. This is a very strong resistance level. Should have some support. A lot of people would like to buy into that. That could create that move. DYDX in the mix a little bit with that higher low. Nothing too crazy. NMR had a little bit of a pump. Anyway, let's take a look at the fan funding. See what you people are saying too and get back into the chat. NASDAQ and Bitcoin have the same price action on the 1 hour today. This is a whole market move. Yes, it is. Yeah, I just see what a Tesla is like when it has 300,000 miles on it. It's a good question. I heard their batteries get thrown out. No one uses them, and then they end up in this, like, and then it costs 40 grand to get a new battery. So if you have any battery issues, people don't have the money, and it's kind of a, That could be confirmed or denied, though. So my first third generation 4Runner had 580 miles before I put a new engine in it. I babied them. Now it's only 57. I'll be riding over the rusted Tesla with my 30-year-old Chuck. Isn't that funny? His third generation, yeah, 582,000. That's a serious car right there. Average U.S. car, 150, and people are getting rid of it. It's like turns to zero. Bitcoin price in December. What's your take? Mine is 50K. I don't go that far, man. Diamond reversal over CC on the 1 hour. We'll see. Our rebuild at 350,000. It's amazing. Let's Glox, Sammy. I don't know what that means, but God bless you, man. Yeah. It's like 15K for a new battery. That's a lot of money for the average person to fix your car. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a lot. I think people say there's a graveyards of people who abandon their Teslas because they can't afford the new battery. 62,180, folks. We're now on the money bigger than we've ever been on the trade, 11%. The lowest we've been. And actually, no, so a couple wicks. That's not true. So a couple wicks got us lower there. No, on the 2 hour chart. No, yeah, we are the lower we've been since the stream started. Actually, facts. So I did put you in a short, I did put a short out. If you did take the short, it was correct. I do have to say that. We'll see, though. Remember, DYM was kind of cool. We're getting sub-movement in these DeFi protocols. Thanos give you a little more alluring. See how it's kind of like an inverted cup and handle here? Just looks like there's something going on there. We cracked it. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe not. It's got the beginnings of something. Wow, back to 62,237. What a, But there we go. BTC. So I use BOOKMAP. I use moving averages. And I use patterns. Support of resistance too as well. Heck, Fibonacci. And those things combined will teach you a lot, as well as the VRVP on the right side of the chart. This kind of blue and yellow indicator here that I use. Very great indicator. Helps me a lot. Shows a lot of information. All right. And then I look for altcoins that possibly have a move. You know, some of them get real tight recently and they don't, you know, altcoins are very, very, like you'll scan hundreds, you'll see maybe 50 awesome flags and about 30 of them will stop hunt. Another 10 will go sideways and maybe 10 will actually play out. So it's setups are, you know, you got to be really careful with the setups. You don't want to overtrade altcoins right now. They're just not providing an amazing return. You know, you got to find the right one on the right day. And it's not easy. And then like even Orca like looked really good, went sideways for a long time, didn't give much. So, and that's, you know, summer trading is where you want to learn how to trade. Start demo trading. Start understanding your risk management, like getting into the actual motions of trading. So when the market gets crazy and heats up, you're not trying to do that stuff at the same time. It's like trying to grab the wheel when the car starts flying. You should start driving when the car is slow first. So when the car speeds up, you understand how to use the, you know, you understand what's going on. I looked at this Zan. I don't know if you remember, we traded Zamanoma once. Just looks like it's in a bit of a flag there. It's getting tight. I don't know what's up there, but it's something. It is above the 15-minute 200. Not amazing. A little dolphin dip there, but got back inside Zan. I probably wouldn't trade it. It's a little high risk for me, but you know, it keeps me open to keep looking at altcoins. That way, you know, I can't even believe I invested in an altcoin not too recently. At, you know, with tokenization and CC. Well, when DTCC, the leader of, you know, they move quadrillions of assets around the world. When they gave the tap to Canton CC, I'm like, how is that not going to move over time? Like, how is that not a 5-year plan to hold Canton CC? So, beat back in the mix a little bit, up 10% in 24 hours. And after a sell-off, Adiera. Wow, look at that. That's a as a short, I mean, short back to the 21-day moving average. Tweezer, you know, you front run that tweezer, get in there, and then that's a short and a half, man. Look at that thing. And then you can play the same game. Gets back above the 200. And you never know. It might play the same game. Well, what a run it went on, man. That's insane. That's life-changing money right there in 1 month. Less than that, 20 days. Went from $1 all the way to $11. Only in crypto, baby. I mean, actually, I could say that, but not. Actually, it's been in everything now. We've been seeing this type of movement. And then, look, it made a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. You see it? It's also obvious once it comes into play. Then it even barely retested. Bitcoin's still 62.3. Nothing crazy. $100. Shorts just whatever. You either have to scalp with massive amounts of money on the small time frames or nothing. You know what I mean? That's it. That's it. That's what I've been seeing recently. I like the DCA. I like to just continue to add to Bitcoin. Today's a pretty good day to add to Bitcoin. Fear's decent comparatively. I like when the fear goes really bad. I like massive dumps, though, when everyone's freaking out. Little liquidation last night. Nothing too crazy. $1,000 move, right? So, again, if you want to know what I'm thinking, you're new to the channel, you're just jumping on in. We're looking for this to possibly just create a bear flag and continue lower. That's what's likely going to happen. You're below the 200. You're going to touch the 21 inside a flag, and then likely going to go lower. I'm not 100%. I'm just, that's what likely is going to happen. So, there you go. Wow, year-round deer harvesting, yeah. Wow. Whoa. So, yeah, and again, this might bounce. How do you know? What will happen is the 1 minute will somehow get above the 200, pull the 21 with it, and it looks like it's double bottoming. See how the 1 minute keeps fighting off the bears? Look, that's a double bottom right there. That's a known pattern that should break up 68% of the time back to 62,750. Oh, wait, look at that. Hold on. What the? Kind of has a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. Weird. 7-minute has a double bottom now. 5-minute, yeah, that's a double bottom, but it's just so sloppy. Price action is just ugly. We could V-shape recovery back up, hit again. I'm just looking for the bigger picture to dump on you. That daily looks like head and shoulder, folks. I look for the 1 hour to make a bear flag and continue lower. Taking profit somewhere near 60K on the first partial. We go from there. You know what I mean? So, anyway, I love you all. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much for jumping on in to an amazing live. Trade's kind of flat right now. Trading has been very tight. It is June. But thank you so much for the constant viewership no matter what. You people are amazing. Show's more about showing up every day no matter what and pushing no matter what. You know, took an L yesterday. It is what it is. And I could have easily shorted that right shoulder on the 1 hour had I just stayed up another hour. But, man, you know, in the summer months here, I'm out in the woods. We don't have street lights. It's just a different type of trading. I like to go to bed earlier if I can. But we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted throughout the day in the trading group. I'd watch that 1 hour, and I'd pay attention to that 1 minute. We might get the pump right back up there. That is a double bottom. 1 minute is looking somewhat aggressive, but bigger time frames don't look amazing. We need them to combine to get the bigger move. Everyone, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Please believe in yourselves. Keep pushing. Why am I always over? I don't understand that. I got to fix that. Why am I over there? I swear I went over that 100 times. But everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. I love y'all. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Oh, actually, one last thing. I got to make sure I didn't. I went through all the super chats that came in today. I'm so sorry about that. Let me make sure I get to them. Let me get back to the super chats. Blessed day, Sam of the boys. Thank you so much, Stas. Where's the bar market ending? Oh my God, my mental state can't handle. I agree. It's what they do to people, Guillermo. Or Guillermo, sorry. God bless, Sam. Can we look at XRP, please? XRP, says my man. And then Bitcoin Bill give 20 memberships. Bill, you didn't have to do that, but you did. Let's take a look at XRP, and then we're out of here for the day. XRPZ. You know, everyone loves this coin that's involved. They get obsessed with it. I don't know, man. I feel like it's like, remember that top when we called, then had that one more at 370. That was the last. That was it. Like, so I look at it on the weekly. It's near the 200 moving average. If you believe in it and you believe crypto is going to somehow continue, then it's a great place to buy Ripple near the 200. Might dip a little bit lower as Bitcoin dips somewhere down to maybe 69, 65 at the lows. So you're pretty dang close to the bottom as far as I'm concerned. Maybe 50 cents. So yeah, I mean, a great place to start DCing for sure if you believe in Ripple. I personally don't. I think I'd rather be DCing into Bitcoin. You know what I mean? I'd rather hold a coin that's decentralized. I don't want to hold the balance sheet on you know what I mean, for Ripple. I'm just not, I don't know. That's personal preference. And no hate on Ripple. God bless them and Brad Garlinghouse. And I've been watching them for a long time. Yeah, I'd say this is a great place to DCA. That's like how I'm going to look at it on the bigger time frame. Nothing else to me really, you know. Smaller time frame still struggling, kind of head and shoulder there. I feel like you might still get chances to buy it down there 90, somewhere between 60 and 90 cents. I'd be looking to accumulate it for if I really believed in it, and I would be off trying to swing trade it on small time frames. And that's what it comes down to Ripple. You can see our next big level of support is right about there at 73, 75 cents. Wouldn't be surprised if we go there. Like, what's stopping people from selling Ripple, and who's buying tons of Ripple? You know what I mean? Short is flat now again. That 1 minute coming up on that, it did kind of make that move there. Back above the 200, we'll see. It's sloppy price action. So I wouldn't overtrade. I'd be careful. I'll be back, and I'll be in the trading group throughout the day. God bless you all. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Secret to success is getting started. You got to keep pushing every single day. Every single day. Some days it doesn't feel amazing. You keep pushing. You'll get rewards in the end, man. They will come. One day you pick your head up and you realize you're actually somewhere. You don't even realize how you got there. So keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. I love y'all. See you tomorrow.